massageclinic.com. A world of knowledge at your fingertips.
So Claire's going to ride through, was it the junior individual? And again, I would explain, when I say something is fairly good, I mean a 7, satisfactory, a 6, good, an 8, and so on. So we start with a nice straight center line, clear transition, just moves the shoulders a little bit to the left, coming into the halt. Move off was fairly clear. It's a fairly good entry. From the side, I'm not sure if you step back a little bit, but I'm only guessing from here, so I'll leave that alone. Medium trot, again there needs to be more impulsion, more reaction, with the hind leg travelling further under the centre of gravity. Would be like a 6.5. Shoulder in, correctly positioned and looks fluent. Could have a little bit more impulsion, but it's at least a 7.5. Trot steps have quality. Would like to have seen just a clearer changeover of the bend, still fairly good. Steps of this half pass are rather nice, but I'd like to see again a little more energy and more actual bend through the body. It was still fairly good. Stretching, I want to see him let go of his back a bit more and step into a more positive connection. A 6.5. We look for the transition, which was fairly clear, but for the extended trot, again, we need more engagement, more impulsion. It's only satisfactory, and the return transition also was not really clearly defined. Just about satisfactory again. Shoulder in, very nice, well positioned ups, but with a wobble. It was good, but the little wobble would take it to just being fairly good. Change of bend this time was clearer, and some good quality trot steps. It was good. I would give an 8. Nicely positioned half pass, just needing a little more impulsion, but it's at least fairly good. Okay, just lost one step today in the walk pirouette. Would just bring it to a 5. The collected walk itself, for me, still could be more active. It's just satisfactory. Extended walk, clear in the rhythm, and with a fairly good ground cover. It's fairly good. Collected walk again for me is not really active enough and could be a little clearer. Actually not quite satisfactory. The pirouette just about maintains the rhythm but is not really active. It's not quite satisfactory. And the transition to canter, there was not really enough reaction during the transition. It went to canter, but it's just satisfactory. Half pass is fairly good. A nice finish to it. And the flying change, straight, could have a little more expression, but it's a 7.5. medium canter. It's a clear difference. He could be a little more engaged and up in the shoulder, but it's fairly good, as is the counter canter. And the change, straight and fluent, not quite expressive enough for an 8, but at least a 7.5. Transition to the walk was okay, but then it gets a little crooked and needs more reaction into the canter. It's just satisfactory. Canter quality is quite nice. Half pass, positioned well. Could have a little more impulsion, but it's again almost an 8. And the flying change, again the same. Oh, but then unfortunately some extra ones, which takes that score unfortunately to a 4. Extended canter needs to come more forwards. It's just satisfactory. Counter canter fairly good, change fairly good. Really straight. Nice transition. Okay, the hind goes a fraction to the left, but really fairly good, 7.5. The horse has correct paces, but he could show a little bit more differences within the gaits, but still the paces are at least fairly good. The impulsion, for me, there were just moments when I felt you needed more activity, more reaction, more jump. That would, for me, still be 6.5. Okay, you had 1 or 2 small mistakes here and there, but nothing compared with yesterday. So your 5 from yesterday goes up to a 6.5 again for today. And your riding, I thought you rode many of the movements really well, and you've positioned the horse very nicely, particularly in the lateral work. Okay, you had 1 or 2 little errors, and I think the walk pirouettes were perhaps the weak link there, but you get at least a 7 for the riding today. Yeah? So it's a huge improvement.